I feel like I constantly yap about Head. It's just one of my favorite movies ever. A misunderstood, bizarre movie made by famous musicians, trying to make a message that people just couldn't understand. And there's one person out there who wasn't sure what the movie was about, but had a theory, and that man was, of course, Mickey Dolenz. But before getting into Mickey's theory, let's just keep talking about Head again. You see, Head was like a big middle finger to Hollywood. The Monkees were, of course, created by Bob and Bert, Raffles and Schneider. And the band was a CT sitcom at first, like they were both things. They were a sitcom band and a real band. That was fun for the whole family. Bob and Bert were also behind the Monkees' only theatrical movie, Head. And while the TV show was accessible, Head is a bizarre art house surrealist film that doesn't really have a plot so much as a series of vaguely connected vignettes. After dipping their toes into the world of high art with Head, Bob and Bert gave us two critically acclaimed movies with Jack Nicholson, Easy Rider and 5 Easy Pieces. Now let's get back to movie. During a 2022 interview with Variety, Mickey discussed Head in the context of Bob and Bert's partnership. Now, I'm not always so sure what Head was about, but I have a theory, he said. Do you remember the scene where Mike, Terry Garr, and I are doing this western scene within the film, and I'm getting arrows fired by Indians? Well, in that scene, I got hit by 4 fake arrows. Then I stand up, yank the arrows out of my chest, and yell, "Bob, I'm fed up, I'm not gonna do this anymore." Then I burst through the scrim and into another set and walk out. That, to me, is metaphorical about what the movie is about and what they were about. Busting through the old school traditional Hollywood system. Mickey gave fans insight into who Bob Rafelson was as an artist. That was Bob, busting down the old ways for something new. He helped tear down the walls to essentially almost single-handedly create a new independent Hollywood film industry. The success of Easy Rider and 5 Easy Pieces helped to create the modern indie film. Before those movies, people tended to associate independent films with silly B-movies like The Blob or Robot Monster or Plan 9. I have never heard of any of these movies. What the hell? Anyways, Bob Rafelson made independent films more intelligent than they ever were before. If you ever enjoyed a movie by Quentin Tarantino or A24, you can thank Bob and the Monkees. Head remains popular among both fans of the Monkees and fans of the avant-garde. While it has a strong cult following, few critics seem to appreciate how much Head paved the way for modern independent cinema. You don't have to enjoy much less understand what's going on in Head to admit that it's one of the most important movies from the 60s. It certainly mattered a lot more than any of the movies made by Elvis or the Beatles around the same time, even if it's not as famous as Viva Las Vegas or Yellow Submarine. We might not know what Head was supposed to mean, but we know what impact it had on American movies. I guess I kinda agree with Cheat Sheet about what they're saying about Head, but as I've always said about Head, I believe Head's a metaphor of not wanting to do the same thing all the time. The Monkees are tired of doing the TV show, and they didn't want to do it every single day. The routine of the same old plots, same old things. That's why I love the Monkees in Paris, my favorite episode. They get to finally break the fourth wall completely and just relax. Granted, they hired some girls to chase them around, but they were still relaxing in a sense. And the black box in the movie presented being trapped. They were trapped in this box, and even when they tried to escape the whole movie, they still ended up back in the box, and they're gonna always end up back in the box if they didn't do anything. And they did, and well, people just didn't appreciate it back then. But I don't know, I guess I'm just saying stuff. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Head's like a surreal film? Like, what do you think the message of Head really, truly is? I think this is probably the final video I'll be making about Head. I've talked about it so many times, even to the point where I made a collaboration video with Enchanted Essays, but yeah, if I have to make another Head video, I'm sure it'll be like a good one.